Before I start with this video, let me give you guys, let me give you Canucks out there. Let me tell you Canucks something. And don't you ever forget this when I tell you Canucks what I'm going to tell you. Now, I've heard the media and people in general, mostly white people in the media, and white people in general who are most likely liberals or don't know what the hell is going on, who keep trying to tell me that, yeah, Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau made a mistake, but he's not racist, and it's foolhardy to say he's racist. Nobody believes he's racist. We are saying he's not racist. Don't listen to anyone else. Don't listen to Arana Nation. Don't listen to anyone else. Well, I'm telling you this. I'm not going to take any lessons from white people in the Canadian media. And I'm not going to take any lessons from white Canucks out there, many of them who are liberals, to tell me he's not racist and he just made a mistake. I'm telling you he's racist. He's not KKK racist, but he is imperialistically racist. And I'm not going to take lessons from any white people in the media. You all are the reasons the Mackdaddy's in power in the first place. You all voted for him, and now you're not going to now tell me he's not racist. You people are wrong. You're incorrect. You in the media. I'm not talking about all white folk. I'm talking about white liberals, white globalists, white establishment in this country who either helped get the Mackdaddy in power or who stood by and did nothing while he was climbing up. You people are wrong. You don't know anything. You're wrong about everything. I've been proven right about everything. I told you he was the son of Satan. I told you he was a Mackdaddy, and y'all didn't listen to me, and now you're seeing him for who he truly is, and now you're going to tell me that he's not. I'm telling you he is a racist. He thinks black people are a joke. He thinks that they're worth making fun of. He thinks we can't do anything without liberal white people. He is a racist. And with that being said, I want to warn our brother Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet, I don't agree with you on how you want to improve the country. I agree with you that we do need pharmacare. I agree with you that we need dental care. I agree with you that we need basic income. But I don't agree with you on how you want to do it. You know that. I've always said that we need to rely on the private sector to give us those things. Don't be afraid of the private sector. They're not going to bite you. The private sector has a boatload of wealth that we can use to give the people what they need. Get rid of the taxes for businesses, all the business taxes, corporate taxes, small business taxes, and instead of giving that money to the government, you give your employees dental care and pharma care. You pay for their college and you pay for their retirement. I've said those things. Instead of saying we're going to tax the rich and all this stuff, rich people can move anywhere they want. You get rid of the taxes on businesses. You say, instead of pay taxes, we'll give you this. That's the way you bring about these things. But Jagmeet, despite our disagreements, I feel it's my duty to tell you, brother to brother, do not fall into or sell out to Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced Mackdaddy Trudeau. Don't sell out to him. And the reason I'm saying this is because there was a CTV article which said that despite Blackface, Singh is not ruling out any coalition with the Liberals. Now, if he does this, despite the fact that Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau not only humiliated black people's appearances, but also humiliated Jagmeet's people's appearance, he would be the biggest sellout. He would be the biggest Uncle Tom. He would be the biggest Jungle Bunny. He would be the biggest porch monkey house Sikh ever. He would be a house Sikh. He wouldn't be a field Negro like Arana Nation out there in the field fighting the slave master, tearing up his farm, burning up his farm, burning his house when he sleeps, putting snakes in his bed when he's asleep. He's not out there in the field causing a rebellion like Arana Nation and people like me. He's not out in the field. He would be the house Sikh. I call him the house Sikh. You know, that's what he would be. Jagmeet, if you form a coalition with Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau, after everything that he has done, just for power, you are a house Sikh, you are an Uncle Tom, you are a porch monkey, that's what you are. And porch monkey is not a very nice thing. Because unlike the field Negroes, during slavery days, who would pick cotton in the day, but would poison the master's drink at night, the house Negro was sitting comfortably in the slave master's home, pouring his whiskey, giving him ice for his whiskey. He was white and all but name. He didn't care about the feeling. He was elevated, and that's how they would try to divide us. And this is globalist. This is globalist slavery now. The globalists have us as slaves. So we're all slaves. All of us. You're a slave, I'm a slave, Jagmeet is a slave, and Andrew Scheer is a slave. Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau is a house Negro himself. But Jagmeet would be a house Negro of a lower stature because these globalists are the biggest racists you've ever heard. They still think of Rudyard's, Kipling's, white man's burden and all that. So even though they have white people as slaves, they still think the darker people are even less. They're even eugenics and all this stuff that they fund to try and get rid of us, Planned Parenthood and all this. So Jagmeet wouldn't fare very well. So for him to form a coalition with Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau, along with Elizabeth May. Elizabeth May is no problem. I'm not interested in her. You know, Jagmeet though, after Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau made fun of us all, and you came on television crying about how you felt when you were young in Brampton, Ontario, and people would call you all sorts of names, Taliban and all this stuff, and you said you fought with your fists, and it made you feel like you were going back and we were loved and all this stuff. Don't now turn your back on us and form a coalition with Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau. I'm not talking about parties now. We're talking about humans, not only humans of who are both minorities, but humans who are both slaves to the globalists. Because let me tell you something, the NDP, as imperfect as it is not exactly a globalist party. The Liberal Party of Canada is the globalist party of this country. And to a certain extent, I would even say the Conservatives, depending on who's running the stuff, is more globalist than NDP. NDP is more social democracy, Marxism, socialism, all that sort of stuff, which they want a society where, you know, people have an easier financial status, but the way they want to go about it is totally wrong, and it never works, and it never will work. That's why I don't vote NDP. But Tommy Douglas was not a globalist. Jay Woodworth was no globalist. These people were not globalists. And so that's why I don't agree with the NDP, never would, until they figure out a different way to bring about these things that is not completely naive. But they are just that, naive. But I'll give them more leeway because they're not evil like the Liberals. Do not form a coalition, especially the Trudeau Liberals. And you forming a coalition with Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau, especially after what he made you feel like, you'd be the biggest sellout in world history. And if you do it, you know, I like you now as a person, Jagmeet, but if you form a coalition with this guy, you are going to make a powerful enemy out of me. I will roll you all over this YouTube channel. You will be made to look like a complete idiot because you were on television with crocodile tears about how you felt as a child, and we all sympathize with you because everybody who's a minority knows what you're talking about. And I went a step further and said, look, he is racist, but it's not the Ku Klux Klan racism. It's not the racism of let's get these niggas out of here. I don't want to even see. It's a racism of we need to. It's a blind type of racism that Trudeau feels that he is a white privileged male, and because he is a white privileged male, and he said this openly, because he's a white privileged male, he needs to help those who are lesser. Who are lesser? Black people, Arabs. We can't do anything without these white privileged men like Justin attacking Mackdaddy Trudeau. That's what he says. It's just like if a rich person were to enter politics as a Disraelian conservative or as a red Tory, as a Bismarckian nationalist, noblesse oblige. We're rich. We need to help those who are poor because they can't do it without us. You know, that's always been the theory, the trickle down, that we can't do it without the rich. And to a certain extent, that's true because it's factually, you know, people who have more money can contribute more. But this guy is of, you know, he's not just socialist when it comes to economy, Justin Trudeau. He's the same when it comes to race. He's the same when it comes to race. And don't think that that type of racism doesn't exist. You know, you can look up people like J.S. Woodsworth, who was one of the first leaders of the NDP. It used to be the Cooperative Federation or whatever it was called. He said that blacks and Indians were beneath everybody. And we need to help these people because they can't do anything without us. That's what Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy thinks. That's what he thinks. He thinks we're a joke. So we're made to. He thinks of us as like his little pet, like a chihuahua. We're a joke. We make him laugh, but we still have to feed the chihuahua. We have to bathe the chihuahua. We have to put him in his bed. We have to give him his shots. And he gives us our shots with fluoride and chlorinate and all that stuff. So Jagmeet, I'm telling you, do not form a coalition with this guy. Because you would be a sellout for doing it. Don't do it, Jagmeet. Don't do it. Jagmeet, listen, we disagree. It's a fact we disagree. But in the event that Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy Trudeau gets a minority, which I think he will, don't form a coalition with him. Because you'll be selling yourself out and you'll make yourself look stupid. Let him fight it out alone with his minority. Let him stand on his toppled throne. Let him stay there, being besieged. But don't help the devil. Don't help the son of Satan. He has shown his true colors. Don't assist him. Don't assist him. And Elizabeth May, if you don't want to be called a racist yourself, don't assist a racist. Don't assist the son of Satan, Justin Trudeau and Mackdaddy, Tarface Trudeau. Don't do it. But Jagmeet especially, you came out with a big old thing about how he made you feel with Blackface. Don't now sell out, sell us all dark people out, just for power. You know, this is your moment, Jagmeet. The devil is tempting you. Just like, and he tempts everybody. He tempts Jesus. He tempted him in the desert. The devil said, turn this rock into bread so that your stomach may be satisfied. And Jesus said no. Jesus kept praying 40 days and 40 nights. He'd rather starve to death, die of thirst, than to be tempted by the devil. Jagmeet, you're being tempted by the son of Satan. You are being tempted. Are you going to be like Jesus or are you going to be like Judas? Which one are you going to do? Are you going to be tempted by the devil's son? Or are you going to stand up, stand tall, be on your feet, and say, I'd rather die? I'd rather die. I will not turn that rock into bread. I will not form that coalition with you. I will not form a coalition with the liberals, the globalists. I won't do it. This is the Arana Nation.